DayZ update 119 has finally hit stable servers, so let's go through everything added, fixed and changed. So first of all, we'll go through everything added. They have added the M125 multi-purpose vehicle, also known as the Humvee. They have added the SSG-82 sniper rifle. They have added the BK-12 shotgun. They've added the GPS receiver. They have added water reflections. Thrown items now have impact sounds. The portable map now provides more details depending on the navigation gear you are carrying. They've added military convoys. They've replaced abandoned police cars with police events. Okay, this is cool. They've added a blowtorch. They've added a punch card. They've added a glow plug. They've added an improvised eye patch. They've added multiple color variants of the plate carrier. There's a new stealth kill variant. There's the new vehicle simulation. They've added a horn to all the vehicles. The players can now drown when submerged for too long. They've added a new bleeding indicator in the HUD. And they've added a spare wheel slot to all vehicles. They also added a new backpack relating to Hannah's lore. They've also added inertia to characters to know your character is more slow when kind of zigzagging, stuff like that. And now we'll go on to all the new Livonia DLC changes. They've added sawmills, they've added 2 new villages, they've added a healthcare centre in Brenna, they've added quarries, they've added deforested areas, they've added hunting cabins, they've added forest camps, they've added summer camps, they've added tenement blocks to selected cities, they've added amusement parks, they've added the Dumbog ammunition storage, which is the bunker, they've added the M1025 Rex that can spawn parts, they fixed various issues with object placement, then they have changed respawn location upon server switch, they've reduced the military spawns with central overgrown part of Livonia to be contained to the military bases there, military and hunting areas on Livonia, they've moved various hunting rifles into higher tiers and balanced their numbers, they've rebalanced the number of available ammunition in the world, and they've updated the Livonia tourist map, they've tweaked the town of Sitnik is now tier 1, and they've just done a general cleanup as well. So now let's go through everything fixed. Wolves and bears were able to hit players in vehicles. The improvised suppressor would not display the correct model when ruined and detached from the weapon. Public address system panels sometimes could not be started even when they had a battery in them. Display of the characters in Pro did not include inclination or rolling. Attempting to roll while lying on your back could consume stamina. It was possible to cancel the rolling animation by entering iron sights. Fix several bugs that would clip the player through the terrain. Reduce clipping of the 40mm smoke grenades through geometry. Dead bodies on top of a bear would reduce its damage significantly. Torches and brooms could not be ignited indoors. Grenades attached to vests would not explode when the vest is destroyed in the fireplace. Switching tabs in the server browser too fast could prevent servers from loading. The kitchen timer was not always rendered inside the improvised explosive. It was possible to cover an improvised explosive with a garden plot. The claymore mine could not be disarmed in some cases. A ruined remote trigger attached to a tripwire would still trigger. When approaching an explosive charge with a remote detonator, the UI would pretend that multiple options were available. An ignited torch in the hands would not extinguish while swimming with it. Dead characters would still display a strong pulse. The character's arms would clip into the body when running with the fireworks launcher. Cooking sounds would persist on the spot even after the cooking ware was removed. The AUR A1 with a magazine was slightly cropped when displaying in the hands of the inventory. Vehicles would give off exhaust smoke only when started for the first time. The cargo of the assault vest and pack were not displayed separately. Plastic explosives close to an explosion did not take damage. Jumping into a steep hill would cause the character to float to the top. Fix the game crash related to loading and saving of characters. Items with attachments without cargo were closed by default in the vicinity and equipment. It was not possible to target a vehicle engine with melee weapons. It was possible to refuel cars even when the tank was ruined. The radiator of the Sarka 120 was accessible even when the hood was closed. The player camera would fall faster than their character from huge heights. It was not possible to scroll between several attached items to remove from the V3S. Characters were getting wet from rain when sitting in vehicles. Changed materials of several objects for more accurate sounds and bullet penetration. It was not possible to put the KA or M4A1 bayonet into the knife slot. It was possible to cook using ruined cookware. Inventory descriptions were not showing properly. 21.9 aspect ratio. The character could get stuck behind open doors. A sound effect was missing from gas masks and running out of filter capacity. It was possible to bury stashes in several places where it shouldn't have been possible. Vehicles did not produce smoke consistently when driving with a radiator with insufficient water. The vicinity tab of the inventory could disappear in certain cases. Launching the game with 6 monitors would result in a crash. Fixed various object placement fixes for Cherner's map, and fixed several building issues. So an absolute ton of fixes that have been added there, so let's now go through everything changed. They've reworked the vehicle simulation, greatly impacting their general behaviour. They've tweaked vehicle simulation parameters on surfaces for vehicles, reduced the speed of the player when running up and down steep terrain, increased the inertia of the character when accelerating, character slows down more when running turns, character running speed is slowed down in medium water levels, 40mm smoke grenades now bounce off wooden and metal surfaces and deal damage on impact. It is no longer required to aim to the ground to empty the liquid container. Fish, hares and chicken can no longer be skinned using the Mosin bayonet. Reduce the amount of explosives needed to break open a locked door. Improve the holding of the remote detonator receiver in players' hands. Improve synchronization of the stealth kill. Improve sounds of the gas station explosion. Damaged fuel tanks can now be repaired with duct tape or epoxy putty. Vehicles are now ruined when their fuel tank is ruined. All optics can now be repaired using the electronics repair kit. Decrease the improvement of the immune system by higher energy hydration levels on average. Most of the items in the world now have their damage state randomized. Reduce the chances of weapons jamming by 50% to account for the damaged magazines now appearing more often. Slightly increase brightness of the scene during daylight and reduce the difference between overcast and clear days. It is now possible to untie another player with bare hands. They updated the in-game credits. Tweak the light's distance and brightness for the head torch and flashlight types. The character now turns the head when looking around on ladders. Tweak the font settings in the 2D game map. Sea chests and wooden chests can now be repaired using wooden planks. The pipe wrench can no longer be used to repair vehicle engines. The common cold should appear less frequently when the character is cold. All optics apart from night vision scopes can be repaired with the electronics repair kit. Reduce the water required to extinguish a fire when using the canister. Added a warning red line to the cooling water temperature in the vehicle HUD. Moved various hunting rifles into higher tiers and rebalanced their numbers. Rebalanced number of ammunition available in the world. And they've reduced the number of firearms available in the world. So again, a lot of good changes there by the looks of it. So there is a lot more stuff there as well for server-side stuff, launcher stuff and modding stuff. I don't know how these things work, so I'm not going to go through them for that reason, but you can also check them out with the patch notes linked in the description. But again, a lot of good stuff there. We know this update has been a while in experimental, but I think it was worth it. There's been a lot of fixes, a lot of changes, and hopefully 119 stable goes off without a hitch. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below as usual, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. So peace out for now.